This movie is not good. The concept is dumb, and the story is dumber. Objectively speaking, it's just bad. However, greetings everyone, my name is Nightshade, this is The Night Shift, a home for all things spooky, and today we're looking at Jason X, released in 2001. Like I was saying in the intro, this movie is objectively bad. You know, we get bad CGI, we get bad acting, we get a bad concept, we get an even worse story, and it's just all around bad, but I enjoy this movie. Now that we lost half the audience, you know, it is what it is. This is a stupid movie, but it's a fun, stupid movie. And it's one that it's so bad that I can't help but laugh and have a good time talking about how bad it is. And I still remember the first time that I watched this. I actually remember the first time I saw the trailer for this for this movie. Like, I was just about ready to turn on my PlayStation 2 to play Resident Evil 2. Not bragging, but you know, it's true. That's what I was doing. But like right as I went to turn on my PlayStation, the trailer started playing, and I was like, what the fuck? They're sending Jason into space? What the fuck? And even back then, with as young as I was, I knew this wasn't going to be a good movie. Nevertheless, it was a new Jason movie. We hadn't seen, it had been like, what, 7-8 years since we got a Jason film, and that one was atrocious. And at this point in time, you know, like, my mom was taking me to see horror films all the time, so like, this could be potentially the first Jason film that I saw in theaters. And it was. However, I didn't go and see it with my mom. I ended up checking this movie out with one of my friends back in the day. I ended up staying the night over at their house, and you know, they were like, hey, you want to go see Jason X? Like, that should be pretty cool. And yeah, we ended up going and seeing it in theaters, and I had a fun time. It was bad. Oh, it was bad, but even back then, you know, it was like the type of bad, the type of dumb that I just really enjoy. There's a time and a place to be like pretentious about movies, you know, and whenever you're going to see Jason X, that's for sure. There's no room for pretension there. I can't imagine somebody being like, Jason X, the finer things about the cinema, blah, 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 blah. It's a dumb movie, but it's a fun movie. I have a great time watching this film because it is just so fucking bad. I don't know how many times that I've said that in this video already, but buckle up because I'm going to say it a few more times. So enough yapping, let's go ahead and get into the review. For this review, I'm going to be breaking it down into two categories, the positives and the negatives. Whoa. I don't know why it focused on my fingers like that. Let you know what I liked about this film and what I didn't like about this film. Then I'm going to tell you what my favorite scene in this film is and exactly why it is my favorite scene. I mean, you know what the scene is. You don't pretend like you don't. You know what it is. Comment down below what you think my favorite scene in this film is. And then when I'm done with that, we're going to score this film and then end the video. But here on The Night Shift, we always start things off on the bright side with... So this is Kane Hodder's final role as Jason, and it's a shame because, you know, Freddy vs. Jason was just right around the corner, and they didn't hit him up, and that is an injustice. But, you know, this was his final performance as Jason, and, you know, I think he did a pretty good job. Like, his human form Jason looks pretty cool. I do dig that this is a different type of Jason mask. All of the rest of the Jason masks have been, like, vacuum formed plastic, and this one looks to be more of, like, a resin or a fiberglass, some type of thicker plastic, and it has a different shape, and, you know, I really like the way it looks. I think it looks pretty sick. I think the mask looks cool, and I think his outfit, even though it's like he's wearing rags, but you know, it's still a pretty cool outfit, and the overall design of the character is pretty good. I mentioned, you know, whenever he goes on his killing spree at the very beginning of the film, I think he does an excellent job, and then whenever he's brought out of cryosleep, killing a bunch of people on a spaceship, you know, it's a new territory for Jason, and although it's dumb, it's fun, and I enjoyed it. I think Kane Hodder crushed his performance as Jason, as he always does. He perfectly embodies the character, and, you know, nobody can take that away from him. Even though the films that he's in are fucking terrible, at least he embodies a perfect Jason. Now, like, if we would have got Kane Hodder performing Jason in a good film, I still wish to this day that was the case, but unfortunately it's not. Moving right along into my next positive, we have... Despite this being a god-awful name, Uber Jason. Uber Jason. Despite it being a dumb name and a stupid concept, I think it's fucking dope. And I'm still so fucking upset that we never got the Uber Jason update on the Friday the 13th game from a few years back. We were robbed, man. Fucking lawsuit. At least there's a new game in the works, and hopefully it plays, similar to how that one did, and I hope they put as much love and care into the next game, because that was such a fun fucking game, man. And it sucks that we didn't get the Uber Jason that we all deserved. And anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Is the idea stupid? Absolutely, and I'm not denying that, and I'm not going to try to convince you otherwise. If you hate the Uber Jason, fair. That is entirely I get you. I understand. I know where you're coming from. For me, I think it's really cool, having half metallic arm and leg, and then having the metal mask, and I really like the skin texture of the under mask, and I really like the contacts that Kane Hodder wears, like the full sclera. Those are a pain in the ass to put in, so hats off to you, Kane. Fuck. Coming from my personal opinions, I think that Uber Jason is cool, and I would really like to get a bust or an overhead mask combination for my collection. So, moving right along into my final positive, we have... So we get a pretty decent amount of kills, and a lot of them are really good. Like that Kane Hodder got justice for his sleeping bag kill and beats a motherfucker with another motherfucker in a sleeping bag. I liked that kill. And, the ultimate kill, and probably the best kill in the franchise, is the liquid nitrogen head smash kill. Fuck, that is cool. And according to Mythbusters, highly improbable, but, a boy can dream. But yeah, the kills in this are all pretty solid. They're better than other entries in this franchise for sure. They're better than both Part 7 and Part 8 combined. That's hands down easily. Getting to see Jason do what Jason does best, and that is killing people, but this time in space. They're fun. They're fun kills, and I also like that people can grow limbs back because of nanotechnology, because reasons. And just like that, we are all out of positives. Now it's time to move on to the not so bright side of things with... So at some point in time, Jason was captured, and I guess he's in this facility and is being used as an experiment. We learn that he's constantly regenerating, which is a new power that he has, which explains why he keeps coming back. Then he ends up breaking free and killing a bunch of people right out the gate, right in the opening. And our main character, Rowan, ends up getting him into cryosleep. They cryogenically freeze him, and in the process, she gets stabbed and cryogenically frozen as well. And then we fast forward about 450 years in the future, something like that. And they are found by a crew that is exploring Old Earth, because Old Earth was essentially, it destroyed itself, and they moved on to, was it Earth 2 or New Earth, something like that. And then Jason gets thawed out and starts a murder spree, but this time it is in space. I'm not going to pretend that the story is good at all, even though I do get some entertainment out of this film. The storyline is very dumb. I guess there are probably dumber ways to get Jason in space, but this is pretty stupid. It's pretty stupid, but I guess it works. It doesn't really work. It's kind of dumb. Yeah, it's dumb. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to my next negative, which is... Even by 2001 standards, the CGI in this is atrocious. It fucking sucks. Bad. Real bad.
Okay, screw this, game over.
You see what I'm saying? That doesn't look good. It starts to get worse and worse the more our technology gets more and more advanced. So, you know, the CGI is getting better and better by the day. Like, fuck, even AI nowadays is getting, like, to the point where it's hard to determine what's real and what's not. And a lot of people fall for it, and that's because, you know, the technology nowadays is getting so good. So whenever you look at the technology nowadays and then go watch this retrospectively, it looks so much worse. I would say they were probably thinking really ambitiously with this film and thought that the CGI would be better than it is, and it's not at all. So it ends up with like cartoonishly bad CGI, like really, really bad. I find it hilarious, but it is objectively a negative because it's just not good. But it's funny that it's so bad that it's funny. At the very least, it's funnier than the jokes that they try to make in this movie. All right, so moving right along into my final negative, we have... Objectively, this is a bad film on all fronts. And it kind of makes you wonder, like, how was this script approved? Like, I would really love to be a fly on the wall of somebody that handed over this this paper and was all like, you know what? You know, Jason, the camp slasher, we're going to send him into outer space and we're going to have robots and he's going to be turned into a robot killing machine. Whoever approved this must have been on that high quality, you know, like that booger sugar, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, that's like the only defendable excuse is, oh, it was high on drugs. And, you know, it's just bad. And, you know, I know a bunch of you that were commenting on my other videos that were like, well, it's not as bad as Jason X, or Jason X is so much worse. And, you know, you're right. This movie is objectively worse than those films, but this one is just, you know, they go all in on the insanity of it all, and I have a fun time with laughing about how bad this film is. It's like I was saying in part 7. I didn't want to spoil this because I know a lot of you were talking about how bad that Jason X was. Like, it's bad. And you're right, it is. Same time, it's so dumb and so bad that I enjoy how bad it is. Like, this is on par with like The Room from Tommy Wiseau, like that. Like, it's so bad that I can't help but love it because it's so bad and it's so dumb, but it's fun. There's bad movies that you can't have fun with. Like, you know, for me, that would be probably part 8 and Jason Goes to Hell. You know, there's bad movies that you just can't have fun with, and that sucks. That really does. But this one is a bad movie that I have a lot of fun with, like, because it's so ridiculous, and I love how stupid it is, and I have fun with it. And, you know, you can say that this is a terrible movie and I will not disagree with you. It absolutely is bad, but, you know, I have fun with how bad it is, and I actually can watch it. And anytime that this movie is on, I'll watch it every single time. All right, so that's going to do it for the review portion. Now we move on to our next segment, which is... At the beginning of this video, I asked you to sound off in the comments below on what you thought my favorite scene is. Now let's see if you're right. Who am I kidding? I know you're right. It's gonna definitely be the liquid nitrogen face smash kill, because, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that was sick. I got to see this in the theater, and I looked at my buddy Kyle and was like, whoa! What the fuck? And, like, I wish we would have gotten more kills like that in this film, because, like, holy fucking shit. Or, like, some other type of eviscerating kills, you know, because you're in space. All bets are off. Your imagination, let your imagination take you wherever you want to go. And, you know, then it came back down to, like, knife stabs and machete kills. But, you know, this kill... probably the best in the franchise, if I'm going to be honest. If not the best, it's definitely top 3. So that's going to do it for the whole review. Now it's time to score this. And for this one, I'm actually going to give it 2 different scores. One that is a completely objective score and, you know, just keeping it real. But I also want to score it a second time for just my sheer entertainment value. Like, how much fun I have with this film because of how dumb it is. So the objective score, this film is going to get a solid 1 out of 10. Like, it's not going to get a 1.5, nothing. It's going to be a 1. It could possibly get a 0. Sound off on like your objective score for this film. But Nightshade's fun level meter, I'm definitely going to give this a 7 out of 10. It is hilariously bad. It's a fun, bad movie. I had fun in the theaters with how bad this was, and I had fun rewatching this film because now it's even more dated and just worse. I have fun. I can't help. This is who I am as a human being, and I make no apologies. So that's just about gonna do it for me. If you like the video, let me know by leaving me a like. Comment down below what you want to see on the channel next. I will do my best to accommodate. I really will. And until next time, my name is Nightshade. This has been The Night Shift, and I will see you in the next video. Stay spooky, my friends. Oh, I can't wait to see the comments on this one. It's gonna be wild. Like, I do believe this one's gonna lose a few subscribers. People are gonna see this and be like, that's all your credibility out the fucking window. Fuck you. And you know what? That's perfectly fine with me. I don't care. This isn't my job, and it probably never will be, so fuck it. Let the chips fall where they may. So if you're still watching this video, hey, congratulations. You have now made it to an elite squad on this channel known as the Spooky Squad. You stayed to the very end of the video, and that makes you a real one. So let me know that you are a real one by commenting down below, Spooky Squad 2025. Let me know that you're out there. All right, now I gotta go film some stuff for the Shadowland Universe's channel. I'm super pumped to do that. I've been having a lot of fun with it. All right, so I will catch you guys next week. Peace.